yo, nigga, come on, man. The bitch gonna do what the bitch gonna do, Jew. You hear me? You can't stop. You heard King, man. It's an 11-year-old telling you, man. Hey, I see what the fuck I see, man. Don't tell no child say nothing to me, bitch. That nigga can't even neck yet. Fuck. Hold on. He like, young boy, what the problem, bitch? You know I'm throwed over out his mama with that child, but fuck that bitch. And fuck that pharaoh too. Nigga, who you talking to? That bitch car better be bulletproof, bitch.
The story going around is that Finesse2tymes walked up to NBA Youngboy's mountain to end the beef face to face. No cameras. No announcement. Just a man walking into his ops territory with his hands open. Whether that happened exactly how people say or not, the fact that the internet believes it tells you everything about how this beef actually ended. And the full story, from the DMs that started it to the mountain that supposedly finished it, is one of the wildest chess matches in modern rap. Let's break it all the way down. NBA Youngboy, Kentrell Deshaun Galden, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, built one of the most loyal fan bases in hip-hop history while the legal system had its knee on his neck the entire time. By the early 2020s, federal pressure had him relocated to Utah. He picked up land in Huntsville and named it DIGGER Mountain. Think about that name. The man under federal watch, ankle monitor on, unable to leave his own property, and he names his crib after a graveyard. His whole world, music, family, marriage, was happening inside one piece of land, kingdom and cell at the same time. Finesse2tymes. Ricky Hampton, Memphis, Tennessee. Born 1992. Memphis is its own animal, and Finesse came up in that world alongside names that don't T-play. But what separates him from internet rappers is that he did real federal time, came home, and didn't come back quiet. Backend hit the Billboard Hot 100. He linked with Moneybagg Yo's Bread Gang under Atlantic. The man went from a federal cell to a chart in record time, and the South rallied behind him. Two men who built their entire brand on the same thing: we don't fold, we don't bend, we don't run. And in April 2024, those two objects collided. Here's how it started. Youngboy went on Instagram and posted a picture of Finesse's baby mama, Suga, in lingerie. The caption: I got that bag far. Cold. Casual. Like it was nothing. Then he did the same thing to real Boston Richie, posted his girl too, and dropped a mountain emoji with a question mark. That emoji wasn't decoration. That was an invitation. Come see me up here if you've got a problem. He was using the one place he couldn't leave as a taunt, turning his own confinement into a dare for everyone else. That's not music beef. That's a man reaching into another man's family and putting his hands on the most sacred thing he has. Finesse didn't sit on it. He fired back immediately. Memphis to the core. Don't get it twisted. I'm from Memphis. We ain't tender. But then he did something that turned the whole situation into a moment. Instead of matching Youngboy's energy straight up, he pivoted into a move so calculated it became its own story. He said, "You want to talk about my girl? Fine. You can FaceTime her for $250,000. $250,000. He turned the disrespect into a price tag. Refused to let anyone see him bleed and charged for the attempt. Then, almost as fast as he made the joke, he pulled it back. He said he was trolling, that he didn't actually play about Suga. And then he revealed something heavy. The feds had been through her paperwork, pressing her, trying to get her to flip on him. She wouldn't do it. That's why she was on a monitor. The $250K FaceTime joke was actually a man protecting a woman who had taken federal pressure and refused to crack. He wanted the world to know the difference. Then Finesse stopped trying to match Youngboy shot for shot and went for the mind instead. He came out and said Youngboy seemed thrown off mentally, that he wasn't going to keep going at him that way because he dealt with his own struggles and understood it. And then he dropped the line that cut the deepest. This man's been in the house for 2 years, basically sitting in a luxury cell. He took Youngboy's whole flex, the mountain, the acres, the fortress, and flipped it into a prison. All that money, all that land, and you still can't leave. You just got nicer walls. That's not a bruise. That's a scar. Youngboy came back with the venom only he can bring, telling Finesse he sounded like one of the women he'd kicked out, refusing to give him an inch. The internet went crazy for days. Every blog, every page, every comment section, this beef all day. But underneath all the noise, Finesse said one thing that should have told everybody where this was really heading. Real gangsters don't go to war about women. That's not the sound of a man gearing up for war. That's the sound of a man who already knows how this ends. And then the shots stopped. The energy flipped almost overnight. Posts started suggesting the two had linked, that it was squashed, that the smoke had cleared. No formal announcement, no press conference. The beef just cooled down as fast as it heated up. And the story that spread was the one that captured the internet's imagination. That Finesse had gone to Gravedigger Mountain himself, walked into Youngboy's territory, and ended it face to face. Now let's keep it completely real. There's no camera crew footage of Finesse climbing that mountain. No leaked audio of a sit-down. Anyone claiming they've got confirmed receipts is selling you a story. But here's why the narrative makes perfect sense, and why real or symbolic, it tells you exactly how this beef died. Youngboy couldn't move, ankle monitor on, federal eyes everywhere. He made the mountain the meeting point in the first place because it's literally the only place he can meet anyone. He threw out that mountain emoji, "Come see me." So in the street's imagination, the only way this ends in person is if somebody comes to him. And the man with nothing to prove, the man who already said real gangsters don't go to war about women, the man from Memphis who told you straight up he ain't tender, that's the man who'd have the stones to walk into the lion's den and call a truce. Going to a man's own fortress and looking him in his eyes and saying, "We don't have to do this," in the streets, that move isn't weakness. That's the ultimate flex. It takes more heart than any diss track ever could. Now here's where the theory gets interesting, because some people started asking a different question entirely. What if this was never real? What if Youngboy and Finesse finessed the whole internet? What if this was a promo from the jump? The evidence fits a little too clean. The beef blew up fast and died fast. Real hatred with this level of personal disrespect usually festers for months. This ran hot for days and then went quiet. That's not how genuine war behaves. That's how a campaign behaves. On top of that, even in the middle of the shots, Finesse kept leaving the door open, calling out Youngboy's mental state with understanding, saying real gangsters don't go to war about women. Who talks like that about a man they actually want to destroy? And both these men understand one thing better than almost anyone. Attention is currency. Nothing generates attention like two feared names looking like they're about to go to war. If it was a campaign, the mountain link-up was the perfect ending. The goodwill, the narrative, the fans already locked in and emotional. That's a ready-made audience for whatever they drop next. Real or staged? The smarter question might be, does it matter? Because while the beef was at its hottest, Youngboy's real legal situation was quietly getting worse. In April 2024, right in the middle of all this, he got booked into Cache County Jail in Utah, tied to a prescription fraud investigation. Federal gun charges still hanging. The man who clowned Finesse for living in a luxury cell traded it for a real one. Months later, he took plea deals, pleaded guilty on the federal firearm charges, got sentenced to nearly 2 years plus probation. The Mountain King's reign got interrupted for real. And then, the plot twist nobody could have written. In May 2025, Youngboy was pardoned by the President of the United States. Donald Trump granted him full clemency as part of a wave of pardons that week. The man who built a mountain named after a graveyard, who survived case after case and a full social media war, walked out the other side not just free, but pardoned at the highest level in the country. He went back to the mountain. By the end of 2025, the whispers started again. Videos dropped suggesting Finesse had reignited the beef. Whatever truce existed, whatever happened on Gravedigger Mountain, didn't hold forever, which only feeds the theory. If a promo ends with a fake piece, the natural next move, when attention cools down, is to restart the engine. And now you've seen the whole board. Two men who built their brands on not folding took the most personal beef possible. Baby mamas, mental health, federal pressure, and steered it into attention, into narrative, into whatever came next. Smart enough to know when to put it down before it costs somebody everything. That's chess. Whether you call it genius or dangerous depends entirely on who's watching and who's copying it. Drop a comment. Do you think Finesse actually went to that mountain? And was this real beef or the best promo campaign you've ever seen?